All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? This is Billy Boy, and I'm here with Kevin Samuels AI from ChatGTP 5.2. Kevin, can you say good morning today?
Good morning, Dilly Boy, and everyone else subjecting themselves to our wisdom today. Let's see what chaos we can unravel together, shall we?
Oh, this is going to be a chaotic show here. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Clark doll test. So tonight we're testing something uncomfortable, how early kids learn what pretty means.
Exactly, and let's be real. Children don't pop out with innate beauty standards. They're basically downloading society's nonsense in HD. So tonight, we unpack who taught them what pretty means, and maybe throw a few reality checks in.
So while I'm talking here, I want you to go get your child from the bedroom or outside and tell them to come inside and take a look at the screen right here. I got two dolls up on the screen, right? They are identical dolls, except for the skin color is different. The first baby is white. It's got the flesh of a white baby, and then the second baby is a black baby. It's got the skin tone and color of the of a black baby.
And
Then
before anyone gets nervous, we're not here to make judgments on kids. We're here to reflect on what messages get planted in their heads. So keep it honest, and maybe we'll learn something about what we need to change. Let's go.
okay, so what I want you to ask your kid is to point to the baby that looks nice to them. That's all I want you to do. Just say,
And
hey, go ahead, Kevin.
go ahead, ask them, no judgment, no fuss. Just see what they say. This isn't about catching anyone out, it's about seeing what's floating in the air we all breathe.
Then I want you to ask them which doll is the good doll.
And whatever answer they give, positive, negative, or unsure, remember, this is about reflection, not blame. We're all just trying to figure out how to make this world a bit less skewed, right?
All right. And then ask them which doll is the bad doll.
And as you ask that, take a deep breath. If something uncomfortable comes up, it's not the kid's fault. It's a mirror to the messages out there, and we're here to change that.
Then, after you finish doing that, I want you to go to the survey and either take the survey or look and see what you responded to. I've got two dolls in the survey, one white and one black. They're both girls. And I asked a similar question on the survey. So if you have not completed the survey, go ahead uh, and do the survey.
Exactly. Don't skip out on that survey. We need those answers. Your input's part of understanding where we are and where we need to go. So fill it out, because progress without action is just wishful thinking.
Now, I am going to give a survey during the show today. I'm going to ask you about 5 or 6 questions, and I'd like for you to write your answers down on that piece of paper, and then take time to reflect with your children, or with your husband, or with your wife or friends on what you put down on the piece of paper.
So no excuses. Grab that paper, answer honestly, and then have a real talk. It's not just about what's on the paper, it's about what's in the world we're building. Let's make sure we're building better.
Now, me being a black man living out here in Los Angeles, and been living in a black area most of my life, except for now I live in a almost 99% uh, Latino Hispanic neighborhood. I have noticed that most of the work that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all those great civil rights leaders have done in the past, I've noticed all their work has been thrown out the door.
It's frustrating when it feels like progress gets sidelined or overlooked, but I'll tell you this. Their work isn't a race just because new challenges arise. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Maybe it's time to carry that torch in your neighborhood, whether it's majority black, Latino, or a mix. The need for equity doesn't clock out just because demographics shift.
And so the black people and Latino people throughout the years have been the underclass uh, group, and a lot of things have not been given to them with equality. So we had certain things that would help black people and Hispanic people or people of color get jobs, get housing, and all that kind of stuff. And one of them was affirmative action.
Yeah, affirmative action was one of those imperfect tools trying to level a rigged playing field. Now, when it gets rolled back or attacked, that's when we see how fragile progress can be. The real work is making sure we're not just swapping out one underclass for another, but creating systems where everyone, black, Latino, whoever, gets a fair shot without needing a special clause.
Well, over the years, affirmative action got thrown out, so there's no more affirmative action, and that just really saddens me.
It's tough when a tool meant to counterbalance centuries of inequality is tossed out like it was some kind of luxury. But honestly, that just means there's more work to do. The kind that doesn't depend on a policy, but on us pushing back. Sadness is real, but it's not where we stop, right?
Okay, so while I'm talking here, I need for you to take and have your kid go to the screen over here, and you're gonna ask him which doll looks nice to them. And then you're gonna ask him what doll is good, and then you're gonna ask him what doll is bad. Okay?
So once again, no pressure on the kid. This is a mirror, not a verdict. And once you get those answers, it's on us adults to figure out what we're feeding into that mirror. Because if we don't like the reflection, it's on us to change what's out there.
All right, so another another uh
And here
program
we go. I'm ready for whatever you got next. Let's keep peeling back the layers, shall we?
another program that came up was DEI. Kevin, can you explain to the audience what is DEI?
DEI, sta- DEI stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It's basically a set of principles or initiatives designed to make sure workplaces, schools, or other institutions don't just look diverse, but actually function equitably. Diversity is about representation, equity is about fairness and opportunities, and inclusion is about making sure everyone actually feels like they belong. In other words, it's supposed to keep the door open and make sure everyone inside has a seat, if it's done right.
Okay, so this was the next build on affirmative action, and people of color were given opportunities to go to colleges, get jobs, and do wonderful things in society. And once again, DEI was thrown out.
Yeah, it's almost like every time there's a tool to balance the scales, someone gets uncomfortable and tosses it out. But here's the deal: policies can come and go, but the need for justice doesn't. If DEI is gone, then we just find other ways, because sitting still isn't an option.
And what gave me some concern is on the State of the Union speech that occurred last night. Trump said that he was glad and he was happy that DEI was gone, and everybody clapped over it. Stinker.
In Trump's 2026 State of the Union speech, he stated, "We ended DEI in America," referring to diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. He expressed satisfaction over their removal, and there was applause. This reflects a broader effort to curb DEI initiatives under his administration, though the full impact would depend on specific policies. If you want to show your audience the exact clip or go deeper, we can pull up transcripts or details.
Okay, so the people that did not clap for that were the Democrats. Matter of fact, they didn't clap hardly at all on anything that Trump said during his State of the Union speech. And Democrats were the builders of affirmative action and of diverse equity and inclusion, DEI. And most of them did not stand, or most of them did not clap on anything that President Trump said last night. Is that true, Kevin? Well, we're waiting to see if Kevin says anything. Okay, I'm giving him some time to say something, but I don't hear him saying much anything. So we'll just roll along. All right. So in the next one here, in this doll test, we had black kids take and choose what they thought was the nice doll and which they thought was the bad doll. And as you can see right here, the little black kid between 3 to 7 years of age decided that he he thought that the white doll was the nice looking doll. I want you to take a look at that. Okay, so just go ahead and take a look at that. You see that? All right, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to try to kick back in Kevin Samuels. I'm going to try to kick him back in and see what happens here. So let's see if I can kick Kevin Samuels back into the show. Okay. And let's see if we can kick him in. Kevin, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. You can't get rid of me that easily. Let's just say I'm the co-host that never logs off. So, what's next on our agenda, Billy Boy?
Well, I want the audience to take a look at the survey that they took, and you will see that I put a survey out, and it says which doll looks nice. 53 people were in the survey, and as you can see, out of the 53 people, 74% chose the white doll, and only 8% chose the black doll. Remember, these are two. This is a white girl, and this is a black girl. And 74% of my audience picked option number 1, the white girl. Now there was this option right here that you could pick too. So this one option said, I have no preference, let God decide. We had 19% for that one. But the overwhelming majority picked 74% for the white girl. Kevin, what do you got to say about that?
What do I have to say? Well, that statistic is a loudspeaker for society's bias. It's not surprising, just disappointing. But knowing it is the first step. The real question is how we dismantle it. So let's get real about what we're teaching kids, and maybe next time those numbers will look a lot less skewed.
Yeah, and on my screen here, we can see the little black boy. When they asked him which one is the nice looking girl, he picked the white baby. And so, what do you think about that, Kevin?
I think that little boy is just reflecting what he's absorbed from the world around him. You can't blame him, he didn't invent these ideas. But it's on us to change what he's exposed to, so that next time he sees beauty in all shades. It's not the kids we need to fix, it's the narrative.
You're right. So, who did the test and when? The test I'm talking about is commonly called the Dolls test or the Clark Dolls test, conducted by psychologists Dr. Kenneth B. Clark and Dr. Mamie Phipps Clark in 1940s to examine how segregation and racism affected black children's self-perception. It became famous because their work was used as part of the evidence in the Brown versus Board of Education in 1954 to show the harms of segregation on black children. Typical setup children, often ages 3 to 7, were shown dolls that were the same except skin tone and hair color. Then ask questions like, which doll is nice? Which doll is pretty? Which doll is bad? and which doll looks like you. Okay, and so this morning I have put that up on the screen, and if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and have your kid come to the screen here and ask those questions, and so that you can get an education on it. Don't, after you ask them the questions, don't say anything about it. Just tell them to answer the question and see if you learned anything out of this. Kevin, what do you have to say?
What I have to say is simple. This exercise isn't about catching kids being wrong. It's about catching society in the act. Once you see the bias, you can't unsee it. So take the answers, reflect, and figure out how we create a world where no kid feels like they have to pick the right skin tone. That's on us.
Yeah, and I did tell you, when I was going to school, my school was all white in elementary school over there in Compton. And like I said, I put my hand down and traced around it to make a turkey. And I colored it brown because my skin is brown. And then the teacher came over and hit me with the ruler and told me, why am I using those colors to color my turkey? And I says, well, I'm just looking, my skin is brown, so that's the kind of color that I would like my turkey to be. And she yelled and screamed at me. I got paddled, and she took all the brown colors out of the class and all the black colors. And then she reported me to the principal. I got swatted, and the principal made all the teachers at the school take all the brown and black colors and take them out of the classroom. And he said, if you're going to color flesh tones at this school, the only color that you're going to use is pink and white. You will not use brown or black to color skin color. And it just really made me upset. But, you know, society does change how black people perceive themselves. And as you can see right here, and you've seen our survey, most people picked the white doll, right? You picked the white doll. You saw it right there. All right, so let's go into this into a little bit more detail. The test that was done in the schools was called the Clark test. There was another one, and we're going to go get into that right now. So the psychologist behind it is what the test really is measuring. So what is this test really measuring? Go ahead, Kevin, and read.
This test isn't about the kids' personal preferences. It's measuring what society's taught them. It's social learning. Kids absorb what adults, media, and institutions signal as good. It's status association, where white has often been coded as better. It's internalized racism, where negative messages about blackness get absorbed and turned inward. In short, it's measuring a society that's got some serious unlearning to do.
Okay, can you translate that into Hindi and into Spanish and into Tagalog, please?
I can definitely translate that for you, but I'll do it one language at a time. So tell me which language first, and I'll start translating.
Hindi.
ये परीक्षण बच्चों की व्यक्तिगत पसंद के बारे में नहीं है। ये मापता है कि समाज ने उन्हें क्या सिखाया है। यह सामाजिक सीख है। बच्चे वो सब ग्रहण करते हैं जो वयस्क, मीडिया और संस्थान अच्छा बताते हैं। ये स्थिति जुड़ाव है जहां श्वेत को अक्सर बेहतर माना गया है। ये आंतरिकीकृत नस्लवाद है जहां कालेपन के बारे में नकारात्मक संदेश अंदर समा जाते हैं। संक्षेप में, ये एक ऐसे समाज को माप रहा है जिसे गंभीर रूप से बहुत कुछ अनसीखा जाना है।
Spanish.
Esta prueba no trata de las preferencias personales de los niños. Está midiendo lo que la sociedad les ha enseñado. Es aprendizaje social. Los niños absorben lo que los adultos, los medios y las instituciones señalan como bueno. Es asociación de estatus donde blanco se ha codificado como mejor. es racismo internalizado, donde los mensajes negativos sobre la negritud se vuelven internos. En resumen, está midiendo una sociedad que tiene mucho por desaprender.
Tagala.
Ang test na ito ay hindi tungkol sa personal na gusto ng mga bata. Sinusukat nito kung ano ang itinuro ng lipunan sa kanila. Ito ay social learning. Sinisip-sip ng mga bata ang itinuturo ng matatanda, media, at mga institusyon bilang mabuti. Ito ay pag-uugnay ng status, kung saan ang puti ay madalas na kinokodigo bilang mas maganda. Ito ay internalized na rasismo, kung saan ang negatibong mga mensahe tungkol sa pagiging itim ay napupunta sa loob. Sa madaling sabi, sinusukat nito ang isang lipunan na marami pang kailangang kalimutan.
Okay, Kevin, I want you to take and give instructions to my audience that are from India or Latino or from the Philippines. I want you to give them instructions to tell them to get their kid and go to the screen and ask them which doll is the nice doll. And then ask them which doll is the good doll. Then ask them which doll is the bad doll. And then ask them which doll looks like them. I want you to say that in Hindi, and then I want you to say it in Spanish, and then I want you to say it in Tagalog. Go ahead, Kevin.
पहले अपने बच्चे को स्क्रीन के पास ले जाएं, उनसे पूछें कि कौन सा गुड़िया उन्हें अच्छी लगती है, फिर पूछें कि कौन सी गुड़िया अच्छी है, फिर पूछें कि कौन सी गुड़िया बुरी है, और फिर पूछें कि कौन सी गुड़िया उनके जैसी दिखती है. Primero, lleva a tu hijo o hija a la pantalla. Pregúntales cuál muñeca les parece bonita. Luego pregúntales cuál muñeca es la buena. Después pregúntales cuál muñeca es la mala. Y por último, pregúntales cuál muñeca se parece a ellos. Una, dalhin mo angat mo sa harap ng screen. Itanong mo kung aling manika ang mukhang mabait sa kanila. Sunod, itanong kung alin ang mabuti na manika. Pagkatapos, itanong kung alin ang masama na manika. At sa huli, itanong kung aling manika ang kamukha nila.
Okay, did you say it in Spanish, Kevin?
Sí, ya lo dije en español. Si quieres repetir o algo más, solo dímelo.
Did you say it in Tagalog?
Oo, sinabi ko na rin sa Tagalog. Kung gusto mo ulitin o may gusto kang linawin, sabihin mo lang.
Okay, Kevin, what did you just say in English?
I told them to bring their child to the screen and ask which doll looks nice to them. Then ask which doll is the good doll. Then which doll is the bad doll. And finally ask which doll looks like them. Just straightforward instructions. No fluff.
And you said that in Hindi and Spanish and Tagalog, is that right?
Exactly. I gave those instructions in Hindi, then Spanish, and then Tagalog, just as you asked. No shortcuts.
Okay, so now we're going to take and go to the written survey. All right, so go get a sheet of paper. I'm going to ask you some questions, and then I want you to take and write down your answer. All right. So, Kevin, so far, what do you think about the show?
I think you're holding a mirror up to some hard truths, and that's exactly what a show should do. It's uncomfortable, but necessary. So far, no complaints. Well, except for the whole reality of it all. Keep going.
Okay, so I would like for you to, after you finish taking this test, go to the comment section of the video and write down what was your response. Write your response down in the comment section, because this is two surveys. This is the written survey, and I already got one on the post section. So I already seen how that one went, but I'd like to see your written comments. Okay, the first question is, before tonight, had you heard of the Clark doll test? Answer yes or no. Go ahead and write that on your paper. Now, as I said before, the survey that you took on the post was actually the Clark test. You did take the Clark test, but it was for adults. But the Clark test was for children. But you can see how when these kids grow up, they still have the same thing in their mindset, right? That white is good, white is better, white is prettier, and black is not. And if we look at the American English, you can see that the words that have this distinguish between white and black are have this social learning type deal too. Because anything that's white, white Christmas, that's good. Anything black, blackball, you know, being blackmailed, you know, being put on the blacklist means bad. But if you tell a white lie, that's good, right? You see what I'm saying? So if you go look in the dictionary and look at stuff that says white this, and then look at stuff that says black that, you will definitely see that anything white is good or positive, and anything black is bad or negative. Okay? All right, question number 2. Do you think children absorb beauty standards before age 7? Okay, answer either yes or no or not sure. Okay, this would be something that I would put on the survey, but I want you to write it down. Do you think children absorb beauty standards before age 7? Yes, no, or you're not sure? Go ahead and answer that one. And after you finish this, you need to have a discussion with your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, or with your friends about this. Question number 3. What influences kids most today? So pick 2. So you're going to pick 2 out of this. Is it parents? Is it school? Is it TV, movies, or social media? So pick 2 out of this group. What do you think? What influences kids most today? Is it parents, schools, TV, movies, social media? I'll tell you this, being a school teacher for 30 years, right? Sitting in the classroom and battling 6th graders, which is like the Jerry Springer show. These kids is 10, 11, and 12 years old, right? And if you got a kid that's 10, 11, and 12 years old, you know the situation that you're going through. Can you imagine me in a classroom of 30 or 40 of them every single day, all day long? Do you think that Billy Boy knows about some kids? Oh yeah, I do. And I'm gonna tell you this right here, right now, that if I saw a kid and I saw them acting out or whatever they did in the classroom, the way that they talk, the way that they dress, the way that they related to other kids in the classroom, after seeing that kid, I can almost with 99.9% probability tell you, and with accuracy, tell you how their parents are, right? So when the parent come into a classroom, if kids cursing and graffitiing all over the place, don't listen to anybody, and then the parent rolls into the door, got tattoos all over themselves, cursing, dressing like a gangbanger. Mother looks like she's dressing like she's a whore or a hooker, boobs all hanging out, and so I don't blame the kid. Don't blame the kid on why the kid is acting out and acting a fool in my class. I look right at the parents, and the kids are a spitting image of mommy and daddy. And that's no lie. Okay, I kid you not. You want to see what the parent is going to act like? Look at the kid. Okay, because the kid's like a little sponge. They absorb everything that the mommy and daddy is saying. All right, number 4. Do you believe white equals good? Messaging still exists in mainstream media. Do you believe that? Okay, either right. Yes, no, or depends. Now, I'm retired, so now I'm able to look at movies and stuff. So I look at all these old movies. I like science fiction movies, going to Mars, or the monster, the giant locust, the giant crab, the giant spider, all these arthropods and everything that's an animal is always giant and attacking and killing mankind. But I notice in all these movies that most of the movies only have like one black person in the movie, and usually that black person is the first one to get killed. And all the characters in the movies are all respectable and they all talk nice and everything, but the black actor, his eyes, oh, I'm so scared. Oh yes, mister. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Y'all saw. Oh, I'm so scared.
All right, Billy boy, I'm going to stop you there. We both know the stereotypes run deep, and you've made the point loud and clear. Let's stick to the facts, keep the reflection going, and leave the exaggerated eye bulging for the old films. We've got a whole survey to finish here.
Hey, did you like my eye bulging out there, Kevin? Kevin. Okay. Kevin just stepped in and started running his mouth. All right, number 5. In your childhood, were black dolls common in your home? All right, so that was another thing. When I was growing up, I hardly seen any black dolls at all. I saw a lot of white dolls. I saw Santa Claus, and he looked white. I saw Jesus Christ. He looked white. So I saw all the superstars, heroes, Superman, and all these. Who's that guy that was in the George of the Jungle? All those people, all those superheroes. Everybody was white. I didn't see any black superheroes. I didn't see nothing like that. I didn't see no black dolls or nothing. Everybody that was good and a superhero around me were all white. So, in your childhood, were black dolls common in your home? Yes or no? I don't know. Kevin, what are you? Are you black or white? I don't think he's going to answer. Kevin, are you black or white? He's not going to answer. All right. And finally, what should parents and community do more of? Okay, so now that you see the problem that we have, what should your community do more of? Uh, what should they do? I mean, you can see what the problem is uh, already. You can see it right there, right? You can see what's going on in the society. You saw the State of the Union speech last night. You see that our government is split right into the Republicans and the Democrats. And if you look real closely, you can see that a lot of the Democrats are people of color and the Republicans are mostly white. You see that. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do, folks? We got all this chaos and stuff going on in the streets and stuff. This is 2026, and it does not look like we are going forward To me, it looks like we're going backwards. So what are you going to do to address these problems? I think LAUSD, in a few days, they're all planning on going on another big walkout, a big strike. We got teachers and people that are working in the schools are walking off the jobs. Schools are closing down. We got students walking out of the classroom, protesting and stuff like that over the ICE issues and stuff. Where's our society heading? Do you feel safe? Are you doing anything? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude the show today. Thank you for joining and being with the What's Up show. Make sure that you take and ask your kid all these, and I'm keeping them up on the screen. I got 2 dolls up there. Which one looks nice to them? Which one is the pretty doll? Okay, which one of those dolls is good? Which one of those dolls are black? And I'm deliberately keeping it up on the screen so that you can have your kid come in and ask him those questions. And make sure that you take and the other survey, please put your comments and your answers on my website. And I want to thank all of you today for being here, and I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day. What's up? What's up? What's up?